Hey Brick Bloggeteers, Will here, and today we're looking at set 10355, Blacktron Renegade. Now when this set came out, I wasn't sure what exactly to think about it, considering the original was like under 300 parts and back in 1987, and this thing retails for $100. So is this an overpriced, overdeveloped set that was little but turned big, or is this an underpriced set for something big and it's geared towards adults? What in the world is this set? That made me pump the brakes, but when I got a chance to ask for a review copy, I checked it out. So let's take a look what you get for $100. Turns out they upscaled the whole thing. This is a rather substantial set compared to the original Renegade. And for the whole nostalgia part of it, one of the big things for kids is, well, we played with the sets. For adults, we mostly look at the sets, which is why they tend to have decorative sets for adults and more play sets for kids. So since this is a nostalgia one, and it's for adults, you got plenty of details. In fact, you have brick built designs for the Blacktron Renegade logo. In fact, anything you see that's printed, but whether it's the front of this ship or inside the cockpit, there are going to be some control panels. All that's printed. So there's no stickers at all, which is things adults absolutely love. But they made sure that you still had all your play features. So one of the biggest ones is the whole drop mechanism. So the middle of the ship is actually a land vehicle, and you use the control in the back. It doesn't matter if you push it to the left or the right, it will work the same way, and it will drop out your landing vehicle. Now to show it loading back into the ship, you basically put the ship over and it clicks in by loading, looking at the arrows and lining everything up. To show how that works, let's go to my special crewmate Sarah and show working, loading and unloading the dropship. All right, I have to say that after we built that and I showed her how it'll work, she spent almost an entire minute just playing with that thing. So it's fun. All right, but the tricks don't stop there. Actually, before we get to that, let's actually look a little closer at how that whole mechanism works, because in order for the dropship to even work, there's two latches on either side with little yellow arrows, and they have to work in tandem with one another. And it baffled me how in the world they actually got them to work simultaneously while working this lever, and it didn't matter if I turned it left or right, it worked the same. So here's me covering a little bit of a pre-built Renegade on how those mechanisms came together. All right, let's take a look at the latch mechanism on a partially built Blacktron Renegade. Now the way this works is it uses the control in the back to move lift arms on either side. Now what these do is either move up or down, but that in turn pulls these two latches closer to the center of the unit. And when it does that, it then operates the actual latches, which you can see with the yellow arrow. Those will then turn, pulling the lower portion out. Now there is resistance against the bottom part of these latches on the underside, because you have little rubber Technic elements underneath that providing the extra tension. But that's how they actually coordinate both the two latches to release at the same time. All right, I promise that this thing has some more tricks, so let's take a look at them. Let's say you're tired of flying around and you actually need to land. Well, on the underside, you do have 4 sets of landing gears that you'll have to open up. And they actually use, for the feet, a black version of these little mini platforms that I first saw in Animal Crossing set of all things. But they make excellent feet because of their size and their ability to have extra edges so that you can pull them all out and land your ship. Now, okay, so we have the lander. They're doing some investigation and they come across a problem. They're like, oh no, we need some aerial reconnaissance on this. This ship is a little too big to be picking up, going, moving. So they have a modular design and you simply pull off, I don't want to break it, pull off this front cockpit and extend the wings. And now you have a little reconnaissance vehicle. All right, the reconnaissance vehicle's going around. It finds out that, well, you need a little bit more survey work on whatever they found. And the instrumentation on this isn't sufficient. So, this has a module for extra sensory pack. You can put that on the back. And now you created a survey vehicle with your little ship. All right, they did some survey work. They found out that there's some interesting stuff they need to contact back at home base. Well, the atmosphere doesn't allow for communications to go out. They need a satellite. So you take one of these boosters in the back. They're so surprisingly delicate. Oh, well, because there is still plenty of detail. You take a booster and back, slap this onto that, bam, you now have a satellite. That goes up in space. Or, consequently, you can take the other booster, attach it to the back of your ship, and now you have a long-range small craft. All right. So they come back and they tell you, oh, well, you really need to get into the small areas that we've identified. Well, the ground ship, or the ground vehicle, is too big for it. The flying ship, it can't get close enough. So what do we do? All right, well, this has the little, on the wings. Oh, whoops. No, that was the extra fusion. On the wings, these pop out and become little speeder bikes on either side. And so they have a little nested area inside the wing section for when the speeder bikes just needs to go back in and be ready to be transported off planet. So they're hidden as a decorative element, but become a functional toy. Additionally, you can start mixing and matching all these other components. What if you don't like the inverted wing design? Well, slap the cockpit on this side and then you have the wings facing that direction. Or maybe you take both the boosters, put them on a single side and turn it, instead of 2 different, boosters, it becomes a giant laser cannon. So the play features on this whole thing are top notch, and at $100 you get over 1,000 pieces, which is 3 times the size of the original Blacktron Renegade. This definitely feels like a major upgrade to the old thing, and not stomping all over, well, actually it does stomp all over your childhood memories, because this thing is so much cooler. So again, this is set 10355 Blacktron Renegade.